Hi guys, it's time for chapter 13 and part 5 of Amber Brown Wants Extra Credit. Chapter 13. Wagon ho, I say, putting on my seatbelt. Wagon ho is something that my Aunt Pam always says when we go someplace. It's become kind of a family thing to say at the beginning of a journey. I can't believe I've said it to Max, who is definitely not my family. I wish I could take it back, but I can't figure out how to do it. So I think about taking it backwards. That would be it. Let me say wagon ho backwards. Oh, snowog. Oh, snowog, I say softly. What? Max asks as I back out the driveway. Never mind, I shrug. This is the first time I've been alone with Max, and I've got a lot to tell him and a lot I want to ask him. I change the subject. Do you have any kids? Have you ever been married? Do you want to marry my mom? Do you know that even though my mom and dad are divorced, there's a very good chance they're going to get back together, and they're just taking a break, kind of like a recess? Max keeps driving without saying a word. It makes me nervous that he's not saying anything. I've never had to meet someone that my mom was dating, mostly because she didn't go out on a lot of dates after my dad left. So I continue. Do you know that my mom and I have been very happy just living together by ourselves? We like it the way it is, until my dad moves back from France, and then we'll all live together again. My mom, my dad, and me. I wait for Max to say something. Just before we get to the store, Max pulls over into a Dairy Queen, my favorite ice cream place in the world. You can't bribe me, I say. The car stops and Max says, I know, I just think we should talk. And when I talk with my friends, we often discuss things over a cup of coffee. But I don't think that we should have coffee right now. I don't drink coffee, I tell him. I don't know a lot of 9-year-olds who do. My friend Justin used to like coffee ice cream, though. We get out of the car and we order our ice cream. I get 2 scoops in a dish, chocolate chip mint and vanilla fudge. He gets chocolate coffee ice cream. We sit down. I mush my ice cream and I wait for my answers. Chocolate chip mint and vanilla fudge mushed together looks pretty gross. Max starts. I've never been married. I don't have kids. My niece, my sister's daughter Jade, and I are very close. Jade's father left before she was born, so I've been like a father to her. She's 6. My dad would never do anything like that, I say. Max looks at me and nods. I know. Your mom has told me how much she loves you. He does, I say. Do you want to marry my mom? Max looks at me. Amber, your mother and I have only been dating since the summer, a few months. We're not talking about getting married, but when we do talk about it, I'm sure your mom will talk to you. You said when, not if. I let my ice cream drip down my chin. He looks surprised. I guess I did, he says. Your mom said, my dad will be back soon, I remind him. Well, your mom did say that he was going to try to move back, but Amber, I think you should talk to your mother about this, about whether or not they're going to get back together. I stand up. We better go shopping now. He stands up too, picks up a napkin, and wipes the dripping ice cream off my face. Are you being nice to me because you want me to like you, I ask. I'm being nice to you because I'm basically a nice guy. And yes, I do want you to like me, but I'm not going to like it if you try to do stuff to mess things up between your mother and me. But I will try to understand and remember how rotten I was to the man who became my stepfather. Stepfather? I don't like that word. Would you tell me some of the things you did to him? I want to know because that information might be useful to me. He laughs. Not on your life. What should I tell you? So you can use it against me? Do you think I'm nuts? I just smile at him. Don't answer that, he says. You can tell me. Come on. I thought you said you're a nice guy. It would be nice if you would tell me. I'm not that nice, he says, and he shakes his head. One of these days, I'm going to get him to tell me, and then I'm going to do the same thing to him, whatever it was. I don't want to make all of this too easy for Max. I'm beginning to like him, but I don't want to like him too much. After all, what if he decides to stick around? Or what if I like him a lot, and then he decides to leave? We get into the car, go to the store, and get a cart, and the shopping begins. We play supermarket basketball, lobbing all the ingredients, except for the eggs and the oil, into the cart. We get more points the farther we throw the things. We also get strange looks from the other shoppers. And then we play Guess the Weight. Max picks an item. He hands it to me, and we guess how much it will weigh. Then he takes it over to the fruit weighing machine, and we see who wins. I'm ahead, 15-7. 2 points, I yell as I throw a bag of marshmallows into the cart. Max pretends to guard it, but it goes in. There's loud cheering. It's the Nicholas brothers, Ryan, Danny, and Kyle. Danny, who's in third grade, gives Max a high five and says to me, Amber, your dad is so much fun. Max smiles. I yell, he's not my dad. Danny looks really surprised that I yelled like that, and Max looks kind of sad. I look at both of them and then to Danny. He's my mom's friend. And then I add, he's my friend too. Max looks happy again. And I feel good that I've said that he's my friend, but I also feel a little guilty. I'm not sure my father would like it if he knew about Max, and if he knew what I said about him being my friend. Max throws a bag of jelly beans into the cart. 2 points! By the time we get to the checkout counter, we have a tied score. No one wins, and no one loses. Chapter 14. It's brownie baking day, and Max is back at it again. The ingredients that I put in the refrigerator yesterday are on the table, and I'm putting the rest of the stuff, pulling it out of a bag. I can't believe you two, my mother says, shaking her head. Believe us. Max comes around and puts his arm around her. She doesn't move away or anything. I continue to put the ingredients on the table. When you two came back last night, I should have looked at these bags. My mom shakes her head again. We've got sprinkles, M&Ms, Reese's Pieces, marshmallows, gumdrops, almonds, walnuts, tuna fish, a Mars bar, a bag of potato chips, cheese doodles, gummy bears, gummy worms, a bar of white chocolate, good and plenty, false teeth, candy corn, strawberry Twizzlers, Cheerios, peanut butter, grape jelly, plus all the regular stuff that goes into making brownies. This is disgusting, my mom says. She shakes her head again. I know, I grin. It's great. I'm never sending the two of you out again, my mom says, and she keeps shaking her head. She's beginning to look like one of those bobbing dolls that some people have on the back window of their car. Her head could probably fall off if she knew how Max and I were shopping. Max, he puts one hand over my mom's eyes and is feeding her some of the ingredients and making her guess what they are. Marshmallows are easy for her. So are the nuts, the candy corn, the Twizzlers. Max puts an M&M on my mom's mouth. That one's a piece of cake, my mother says. No, wrong. It's an M&M. Max takes away his hand from my mother's eyes and gives her a kiss on the cheek. I, Amber Brown, could have told her and him that a piece of cake is my mother's language to say it's super easy, but something tells me that Max already knew that. I, Amber Brown, can also tell him that I'm not sure how I feel about him kissing my mom. My mom starts to laugh, and then she looks at me. She looks a little guilty, sort of like she knows I'm not crazy about this. I clap my hands. Come on, everybody. Let's turn on the oven and do some preheating. The oven's heating up, my mother smiles. Let's get this show on the road. We get started. Max pretends to be a French chef. And now for the eggs. My mother starts singing, hi ho, it's off to work we go. And she pretends to be one of the 7 drawers. Dopey, I think. Max says he's the 8th dwarf, hungry. I pretend to be the grown-up, leaning over them, making sure they're doing their job seriously, and telling them not to eat too much of the batter, which I keep doing. Our faces are covered with chocolate. Max has just made a tuna jelly bean brownie. My mom looks at his brownie and makes horrible noises. She decorates her marshmallow brownie with sprinkles. I'm filling my brownie with gummy worms crawling all around it. And then the phone rings. It's my father. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this 2 chapters of our Amber Brown book. Amber Brown Wants Extra Credit. The next video will be the last 2 chapters of the book. So we'll see what happens when her dad calls.